Napoleon Bonaparte is one of the most celebrated and controversial figures in history, remembered for his military conquests, political reforms, and unparalleled ambition. But alongside his legacy as a general and statesman lies a lesser-known mystery: his lost treasures. Throughout his reign, Napoleon amassed immense wealth, much of it taken as spoils of war. Gold, silver, jewels, and priceless works of art were plundered from cities across Europe and beyond, filling the coffers of his empire. These treasures were not only symbols of French power, but also vital resources that fueled Napoleon's campaigns and maintained his grip on power. Yet as Napoleon's empire crumbled, so too did the fate of these treasures. Many were hidden, lost, or stolen as his enemies closed in. Stories of vast hoards of gold buried in secret locations, priceless artifacts smuggled away by loyalists, and stolen masterpieces scattered across Europe have persisted for over 2 centuries. What became of Napoleon's lost wealth? Were these treasures hidden intentionally, or did they vanish amidst the chaos of his downfall? Today we'll explore the legends of Napoleon's hidden riches, unraveling the mystery of how the empire's spoils of war became some of history's most intriguing lost treasures. Napoleon's conquests were not just about territory, they were also about wealth. As his armies marched across Europe, they systematically looted cities, kingdoms, and even ancient monuments. The spoils of war were immense, fueling his empire and symbolizing the power of the French state under his rule. One of the most famous examples of Napoleon's plunder came during his Egyptian campaign in 1798. While his military campaign ultimately faltered, it was marked by the seizure of thousands of artifacts. Statues, manuscripts, jewels, and other treasures were taken from Egyptian temples and tombs. Many of these items were sent back to France, including the Rosetta Stone, though it was later taken by the British after their victory. In Italy, Napoleon's appetite for art and culture was unparalleled. He confiscated masterpieces from cities like Venice, Rome, and Milan, sending them to France to adorn the walls of the Louvre. Iconic works such as Raphael's Transfiguration and Titian's Assumption of the Virgin became part of France's cultural identity, solidifying its reputation as a global center of art. These acts of plunder weren't just acts of greed, they were propaganda. By seizing the cultural heritage of other nations, Napoleon sought to demonstrate France's superiority. Every looted artifact and masterpiece was a reminder of his power, displayed as trophies of his conquests. But this wealth was not infinite. As Napoleon's empire expanded, his military campaigns grew costlier, and the need for funds became even more pressing. Treasuries taken from conquered lands were spent on paying soldiers, maintaining infrastructure, and supporting his far-reaching ambitions. By the time Napoleon's empire began to crumble, the fate of much of his wealth became uncertain. Some of it was captured by his enemies, some was hidden by loyalists, and some simply vanished into history. The most tantalizing aspect of Napoleon's lost treasures is the legend of his hidden gold. As his empire began to falter, stories emerged of vast caches of gold, silver, and jewels concealed by Napoleon's loyalists to keep them out of enemy hands. These tales, some rooted in historical accounts and others in pure speculation, have captured the imagination of treasure hunters and historians for generations. One of the most enduring stories concerns Napoleon's retreat from Moscow during the disastrous Russian campaign of 1812. As his once mighty Grand Army crumbled in the face of freezing temperatures, starvation, and relentless Russian attacks, Napoleon was said to have ordered the transport of a massive war chest. This treasure, reportedly containing looted gold and other valuables from Moscow, was meant to fund his military operations and ensure his empire's survival. The legend claims that during the chaotic retreat, this treasure was buried or hidden to prevent it from falling into enemy hands. Some accounts suggest it was abandoned in the frozen swamps of Russia, while others place it along the Berezina River, where one of the campaign's bloodiest battles occurred. Despite numerous expeditions and searches over the centuries, no definitive evidence of this treasure has ever been found. Another intriguing tale involves Napoleon's treasure from Egypt. During his 1798 campaign, he plundered countless artifacts and precious items, many of which were sent back to France. However, it's believed that not all of these spoils made it to Paris. Stories suggest that some of Napoleon's officers buried gold and artifacts in the deserts of Egypt, either to protect them from British forces or as a contingency plan for future retrieval. Even Napoleon's final years on the island of St. Helena are steeped in treasure lore. Some legends claim that the deposed emperor hid a portion of his wealth on the island, hoping to fund a future escape or rebellion. Over the years, treasure hunters have scoured St. Helena for evidence of hidden riches, but no conclusive discoveries have been made. What makes these legends so enduring is their plausibility. Napoleon's campaigns generated immense wealth, much of which disappeared during the turbulent years of his decline. The chaos of war, combined with the secrecy surrounding his movements and plans, creates fertile ground for speculation. While skeptics argue that much of Napoleon's supposed hidden treasure was likely spent, captured, or destroyed, the possibility of buried riches remains an alluring mystery. Whether hidden in the icy wilderness of Russia, the sands of Egypt, or the rocky terrain of St. Helena, Napoleon's lost gold continues to inspire adventurers and historians alike. The legend of Napoleon's treasure isn't just a story of lost wealth, it's a symbol of ambition, glory, and the ultimate downfall of one of history's most extraordinary figures. Napoleon's conquests were not limited to the battlefield. They extended into the cultural heart of Europe. Wherever his armies marched, they looted priceless works of art and cultural treasures, reshaping the artistic landscape of the continent. These masterpieces not only enriched France's cultural identity, but also served as powerful propaganda showcasing the dominance of Napoleon's empire. One of the most famous examples of Napoleon's cultural plunder occurred in Italy. During his campaigns, he seized numerous works of art from Venice, Rome, and Milan. Masterpieces like Raphael's Transfiguration, Titan's Assumption of the Virgin, and countless others were transported to France, where they were displayed in the Louvre. These works, often paraded through Paris in grand processions, symbolized Napoleon's vision of France as the cultural capital of Europe. But Napoleon's ambitions extended beyond Europe. During his Egyptian campaign in 1798, he not only sought military victory but also cultural dominance. Accompanied by scholars and scientists, he aimed to uncover and appropriate the treasures of ancient Egypt. While his armies looted temples and tombs, his scholars documented and cataloged objects like iconic objects like the Rosetta Stone. Napoleon's cultural policies were driven by more than greed. He believed that art and knowledge were tools of the Enlightenment and national prestige. By bringing the world's greatest treasures to France, he sought to elevate his empire above all others. Yet this vision came at the expense of the nations he conquered. For many, Napoleon's cultural plunder represented the theft rather than enrichment. The fall of Napoleon's empire brought chaos to the fate of these treasures. As his enemies advanced, some artwork were returned to their countries of origin. However, many remained in France, permanently altering the artistic landscape of Europe. Other works, caught in the turmoil of war, were lost or destroyed. One of such lost masterpieces is the famed Treasure of the Order of the Golden Fleece. Taken during Napoleon's conquest of the Spanish royal treasury, the treasure included exquisite gold artifacts and ceremonial jewels. It was reportedly transported to Paris, but vanished during the upheaval following Napoleon's exile. In addition to looted art, Napoleon's cultural legacy includes the monuments he commissioned within France. Structures like the Arc de Triomphe and the Vendôme column celebrate his victories and remain iconic symbols of his reign. These monuments, however, stand in contrast to the many stolen artifacts whose fates remain unknown. The story of Napoleon's cultural conquest reflects both his ambition and the complexities of his legacy. While he reshaped Europe's cultural map, his actions left a trail of loss and controversy that endures to this day. The search for Napoleon's lost masterpieces continues, serving as a reminder of the immense impact he had not only on politics and war, but also on the world of art.